Hi, this is Michael Henriksen. I'm the Chief Geologist of Auryn Resources, and I'm going to be introducing you to our Sombrero District project in southern Peru in the Ayacucho province. The Sombrero District is considered by Auryn to be the western extension of the Las Bambas Tintaya Los Chancas copper belt that hosts globally significant copper deposits. On the right-hand side of the dashed white line, you can see the position of the major companies operating within that belt. And if we were to include all the licenses here, the belt would be almost completely staked. On the left-hand side of the dashed white line, you see our Sombrero District project highlighted by the blue claims, totaling approximately 120,000 hectares. The reason we were able to acquire this land package was there was a perception that post-mineralization volcanic cover completely covered this area. However, we realized that there were many erosional windows through that volcanic cover and that they were showing strong copper-gold mineralization. Moving into the Sombrero District in detail, I'm going to show you the results of Auryn screening approximately 7,000 square kilometers using stream sediments. What you see first is all the gold in drainage basin, and each drainage basin is approximately 10 to 15 square kilometers. What you see next is copper in the same drainage basins, demonstrating the potential for large-scale copper-gold porphyries and skarns within the Sombrero District. Now, this is slightly different than some of the large deposits like Las Bambas and Tintaya that are primarily copper molybdenum. And so we're happy that we see a very strong precious metal component within the geochemistry regionally. Moving into the Sombrero North project area, what you see on the right-hand side of the image is the stratigraphic column highlighting the rocks that are known to be mineralized within the district. At the top of the column in green are the post-mineralization volcanic rocks. Underneath those, we see blue rocks representing limestone sequences where we find copper-gold skarns. The brown rocks, these are considered sediments. Here we have strong porphyry styles of mineralization. And most importantly, on the far left-hand side of that column, you see the pink rocks. These are the intrusions that cause all the mineralization. Looking at the cross-section on the top of the image, what you see are these erosional windows through that post-mineralization volcanic cover as highlighted by the green rocks. Looking at the mineralization in detail, what we see at the Sombrero project is copper-gold skarn mineralization within the Ferrobamba limestone as exoskarn bodies, and within the associated intrusive bodies, we see endoskarn mineralization. These styles of mineralization are equivalent to what you would see at either the Las Bambas or Tintaya deposits. Moving down the stratigraphic column, we've observed in the Sombrero district a second limestone horizon called the Gramadal. This is where we have our good lucky copper-gold skarn. The recognition of this second limestone horizon basically doubled the chances of finding a significant skarn body within the district. Moving further down into the stratigraphic column, you can see the brown units that are characterized by sediments. Within the Labra Formation, we have observed porphyry-style mineralization that would be directly equivalent to the Los Chancas and Lajuani deposits further to the east. So what we know now in the Sombrero district is that we have equivalent geology with an extra limestone horizon, and we have equivalent styles of mineralization as documented in the Las Bambas district. Moving into the Sombrero North project in detail, I'm going to take you through the exploration process and thinking through time. Originally, we were introduced to the Sombrero project within the yellow claims that you see here, and these represented an erosional window through the volcanic cover into the underlying limestone and intrusives. What we recognized immediately within this erosional window was the presence of high-grade copper-gold skarn mineralization. We started our work program within the dashed black box, and what we found was a brand new copper-gold skarn occurrence right at the property boundary. Now this led us to stake additional ground that you see here in blue. Once we staked the additional ground, we realized it was very likely that additional erosional windows through the volcanic cover would be found, and that's when we started to screen approximately 7,000 square kilometers with stream sediments. The early results of following up on the stream sediments has been excellent in that we have discovered brand new mineral occurrences that have never been previously sampled. For example, at Achui, the very first rock sample that came from the prospect ran half a gram gold, 285 grams silver, and 1.4% copper. And we realized that the mineralized system hosted at Sombrero was much more expansive to the north. As we move slightly further to the south, we get to our Totora prospect, which is a brand new copper gold porphyry style mineralization that we found within an 80-meter wide porphyry dike. This dike was characterized by strong quartz sericite pyrite alteration, and there were high-grade structures on either side of the dike that ran up to 5 grams gold and 3% copper. Now, this is very important to us as this is proven the first style of porphyry mineralization observed within the Sombrero district. In addition, when you think back and look at the 120,000 hectares that we've staked, some of these very early results are extremely encouraging and demonstrate the potential of the district as a whole. Very importantly, the Sombrero North project area is blessed by exceptional infrastructure. On the left-hand side of the image, you can see high tensile power lines that cross our property position. We often joke at our exploration group that if we do find a mine, we just have to plug in an extension cord and we would have our power source. In addition, we have paved roads to within a few kilometers of the project, and so you can see we are extremely well situated from an infrastructure standpoint. The image on the right shows you the type of rolling topography that is fairly typical within the district. Here you see multi-gram gold and multi% copper on surface, in skarn bodies that form at the contact zones between diorite and monzonite intrusives and limestone bodies. You can also see here the volcanic and quaternary cover that obscures some of the mineralization. Now that you have had a good overview of the Sombrero district, I'll take you through some of the detailed results of our exploration program. What you see here is our first stages of work on the Sombrero main project. Here the pink rocks represent the intrusives, the blue rocks represent the Ferrobamba limestone, and the green rocks represent post-mineralization volcanic cover that is obscuring the contact zone between the intrusives and the limestones that is our primary target area. Now, on the edge of the intrusive within the endoskarn mineralization, we have conducted a trenching program that has shown 100-meter widths of 0.3 to 0.7% copper. The mineralization observed in these trenches covers approximately 1.3 kilometers of length close to the margin of the intrusive and really demonstrates the impressive scale of the target area. Very importantly, there is a strong gold budget at the Sombrero main project area where 1 to 4 meter wide jasperoids and vein breccia bodies within the Ferrobamba, limestones, and intrusives respectively are running high-grade gold, typically from 2 to 7 grams, but with values up to greater than an ounce per ton. Critically, we have observed copper and gold mineralizations on both sides of the contact zone between the intrusives and the limestones, clearly demonstrating the potential to discover a significant copper-gold mineralized body underneath the volcanic cover that is obscuring this contact zone. I will now show you additional factors that are vectoring us around the margins of this intrusive body. What I am now going to show you is the three-dimensional targeting that our technical group has just completed. Based on this work, we have applied for our drill permit that will allow us 40 drill pads within this area. On this image, you can see the 3D models of both the magnetics and IP geophysical surveys. The red color represents highly magnetic bodies that we believe are associated with the potential for high-grade copper-gold exoskarn mineralization. These bodies occur over a 7.5 kilometer strike length, rimming the margin of the intrusive body, where it comes into contact with the Ferrobamba limestone. The yellow color represents high chargeability values above 30 millivolts that we believe are directly associated with disseminated sulfides, above which we have trenched oxide copper-gold mineralization within endoskarn bodies. We believe these chargeability anomalies will provide the bulk tonnage required to discover a world-class system. We are now going to view a series of cross-sections through the intrusive body to show you the scale of the targets that will be drilled. The overall geometry of the intrusive body that is responsible for the mineralization observed at Sombrero is a flat-lying sill that has emplaced itself at the rheological boundary between the Ferrobamba limestones and the sandstones of the Walwani Formation. Starting on the eastern side of the intrusion, we will look at the Jojoto Norte and Sur targets. The Jojoto Sur target lies primarily beneath the Ferrobamba limestone, where a 35 to 45 millivolt chargeability anomaly is situated along the lower contact of the Ferrobamba limestone and the Walwani sandstones. This target has over a 1 kilometer strike length and is depicted by the yellow outline. In addition, the target has a strong conductivity high as outlined by the red polygon that we believe is associated with a dense sulfide body. The target we envision here is that of a stratiform copper-gold breccian vein system along the contact zone, as well as exoskarn mineralization, internal to the limestone. Importantly, you can see a highly magnetic body situated just above the chargeability anomaly, demonstrating the potential for high-grade exoskarn mineralization along the southern edge of the intrusive body. In addition, leakage vein breccias and jasperoid veins sampled on surface within the limestone ran 0.1 to 5% copper and 0.61 to 31 grams per ton gold, clearly demonstrating the mineral endowment of this target that is situated 200 meters vertically from surface. The Jojoto Norte target is entirely situated within the diorite sill and is characterized by a 1.2 kilometer long, 25 to 35 millivolt chargeability anomaly. We envision this target area as an endoskarn body similar in nature to where we have trenched. Importantly, the target area is largely covered by post-mineralization volcanics, but where we have been able to sample in a small erosional window, we have confirmed copper-gold mineralization running up to 1% copper and half a gram gold. Moving to the western side of the intrusive, we will look at similar targets to Jojoto with the Chumpi Sur and Chumpi Norte skarn targets. The Chumpi Sur skarn target is characterized by a plus 30 millivolt chargeability anomaly situated along the lower contact of the Ferrobamba limestone with the Walwani sandstones, and has over a kilometer of strike length as depicted by the yellow outline. This target is similar to Jojoto Sur, where we envisage it as a stratiform copper-gold breccian veins as well as exoskarn bodies within the limestones. Again, you can see the highly magnetic bodies rimming the intrusive and are situated along the flanks of the chargeability anomaly at Chumpi Sur. Importantly, our drill targets at Chumpi Sur will collar in copper-gold endoskarn mineralization with trench values running from 0.25 to 0.5% copper, again, clearly demonstrating the mineral endowment of this area. In addition, there's a new type of target here at Corrales, which is a porphyry target that is characterized by a 2.5 kilometer by 3 to 500 meter wide, late-stage monsonitic dike that is enriched in copper. At the margins of the dike, we have observed high-grade breccia bodies that run up to 6 meters of 7.6% copper and 0.25 grams per ton gold, as seen on the image of the bottom left. These dikes are critical in that they are enriching the system with copper, they come in at a late stage, and they are very common within the Las Bambas and Tintaya district. Both the dike itself and the margins of the dike represent the potential to find high grade at Sombrero. To give you a sense of the scale of the targets at Sombrero, Maine, we will look at a long section on the northern boundary of the intrusive sill, where you can see the Chumpi Norte and Jojoto Norte targets side by side over a 4.5 kilometer strike length. The Jojoto Norte target is a disseminated copper sulfide endoskarn body internal to the sill. At the Chumpi Norte target, we have exoskarn targets highlighted by the highly magnetic body in red, and we have an underlying chargeability anomaly along the base of the Ferrobamba formation in contact with the Walwani, which is going to be these stratiform copper sulfide breccias and veins. Most importantly, these targets are over a 4.5 kilometer long strike length, demonstrating the scale of the opportunity at the Sombrero Main prospects. Now that you've had a good overview of the styles of targets we will be drilling, I will summarize the opportunities at Sombrero Main. Number 1, high-grade copper-gold exoskarn bodies associated with high magnetics. Number 2, disseminated copper-gold endoskarn bodies internal to the diorite sills characterized by chargeability anomalies. Number 3, stratiform vein and breccia bodies along the contact between the Ferrobamba and the Walwani sediments. And number 4, porphyry-style targets associated with late-stage copper-enriched monzonite dikes. Now that I've shown you surface mineralization and the drill targets at depth at the Sombrero Main prospect, I want to show you an example of skarn mineralization extending to depth 5 kilometers to the north at our Good Lucky prospect. Looking at this photo, you can see approximately 400 meters of vertical relief and a strike length of 600 meters of mineralized copper-gold skarns. We've taken rock samples here that range from 0.3 grams per ton gold up to 5 grams gold and 0.5% copper up to plus 4% copper. And what this really shows you is that you can have high-grade mineralized skarns extending to depth. At Good Lucky, we believe that this mineralized skarn body trends into the hill, and we feel there's a robust target here that needs to be defined by geophysics before we can get to drilling. What we'll do now is we'll move approximately 5 kilometers to the northwest of Good Lucky to show you the newly discovered porphyry-style mineralization at our Totora prospect. What you see in the middle photo is an 80-meter wide porphyry dike that's altered by quartz sericite pyrite alteration. We've trenched across this dike and we've seen 0.1 to 0.2% copper values sporadically throughout the dike. Importantly, at the margins of the dike, we found high-grade structures that have been sampled, where we got 0.2 to 5 grams per ton gold and 1 to 3% copper, clearly demonstrating a metal budget associated with this porphyry dike. At Totora, this mineralized porphyry dike is trending underneath volcanic cover, as represented by the green rocks. From our magnetic survey, what you can see is a very large intrusive body that is situated between Good Lucky and Totora, demonstrating the potential that we have underneath the volcanic cover as a whole in the district. A very important milestone for the Sombrero project has just been accomplished with Auryn securing an agreement with the Lucanamarca community. This agreement will allow us to develop drill targets at the Neok and Good Lucky Totora intrusive centers. Very importantly, we feel that both of these intrusive centers have the same scale and potential as the Sombrero main target area, and they will be the focus of our work in the new year as we anticipate the first ever drill program of the project at the Sombrero main target area. Ultimately, we have observed very well mineralized rock in the erosional windows through the volcanic cover. But there is also an excellent opportunity to discover mineralization underneath this volcanic cover through the use of geophysics and good surface mapping through these erosional windows, and this will be a central theme of our exploration process as we move through the 120,000 hectares of the Sombrero district.